Hello everyone, I'm Tuco and welcome back to another episode of the Structure Showcase series for the LOTR mod. Today we will be taking a look at the Easterling faction. Now, the Easterling faction, as stated by the name of the faction, is in the east. Actually quite far east, but not as far as the Red Mountains. Now, this faction has almost as much or almost as many structures as Gondor, except they don't have all like the little sub factions that Gondor has. So this this is a pretty big faction. A lot of cool structures. I love these bars, man, and some really good designs. So let's get right to it. Today we are going to be starting off with the Easterling house, basically just a standard Easterling house. Now, I really love little details like this, like the little tiny chimney flower pot thing at the very top here. I mean, I love detail like that. And of course, thatch roofs for just a simple little house here. Some reed bar windows, and I love the stairs here. It actually makes it look like an actual window. And of course, like little supports here. Always nice to see. A few more windows. I love the also these bricks here. They look absolutely amazing. Perfect for the Easterling style of like far east. Anyway, so in here we will find ourselves a comfortable little home. I love the raised roof. Looks amazing, especially from down here. Not so much when you get up here. It looks kind of weird. When you're down here, it looks absolutely amazing. Got ourselves some chandeliers. A nice central fire pit. Absolutely wonderful. Love the details with the floor here with the straw. Nice little chair to sit at for a dining table. Nice little bed. A few chests. And of course, an Easterling crafting table. And a little kitchen area with some... Oh, what is that? A rock. A rock? Huh. That is the alcoholic beverage that's found in the Easterling faction. Now, the next structure we will take a look at is the stables, the Easterling stables. Now, what's very nice about this is if you are in survival mode, find yourself in their Easterling place, your horse dies, and you find this place, and you're like, oh, great. You know, these guys do come with saddles. But if you want extra saddles, there are extra saddles right there, which is wonderful. Now, this is a very nice, wide open stable. I really do like the design of it. Nice and open, broad. Got some nice horses in here. Of course, the chests and some caretakers. Very lovely caretakers. Some water troughs. Of course, straw bedding. And again, I love the details always put in here. Now, this is kind of a plain stable. However, I do like the chandeliers in here. And you've got a pile of hay. And if you want to turn this into bread, if you are in survival mode, you're going to have a lot of bread. That's for sure. Now, the next structure is an Easterling house, but more specifically, it's an Easterling townhouse. Now, this house, as you can see, has a lot more detail than that plain straw house. This one is made out of clay, or at least the roof is. And oh my goodness, this extra detail here of just a little indentation where the roof is raised a little bit there. Well, I guess lowered here, I suppose. And just, I mean, it looks amazing. And of course, the little bits of the roof that make it look more kind of Asian in a way with the raised tips of the roof like that, and over here as well. And you'll find that with all the structures for the Easterling faction, they will have raised roof parts like that. And I think they're missing one there. No, they aren't. I thought they were. I guess that's part of the structure. That's a little weird. All right. So anyway, inside here, we will find ourselves a very, very nice place. I mean, look at this stone. Now, this stone can only be found, well, can only be made out of the red rocks of the Red Mountains, far to the east. And this, just look at this fire pit. Look at that design with these stairs coming up here like that. I mean that just looks amazing. The windows also have some very nice detail going with it. Kind of plain though. Again, same thing with the other Easterling house with the reed bars there. And there is an upstairs in which you come up here and you'll find yourself a nice little sleeping quarters. Not as nice as Gondor's, but then again, it's still pretty fine indeed. And a little railing here that you can kind of look down, which is nice. Now, the next structure to be had in the faction the Easterling faction, is the tavern. The Easterling... No, not the Easterling Tavern. I'm sorry. The Easterling Mansion. So this is their mansion. And by golly, this thing looks wonderful. Look at that roof. That roof is exquisite. I mean, it's absolutely wonderful. Now, granted, looking at, the Easterling brick over and over again does kind of get a little bit boring. But honestly, it adds some nice detail. And of course, the shade of clay and even the shade of the wood used is very nice indeed. Now this is I do believe it's a 3-story building, which makes it one of the tallest living quarters sort of buildings in the game, or in the mod. Now if we come in here, well, no, I guess the Dwarven Tower is just a tower. Yeah. So this is the largest. Oh no, there isn't 3 stories. There's just 2. Anyway, so down here, I don't know what I was rambling on about. But anyway, you will find yourself some nice little item frames filled with honestly, some pretty good loot. Of course, a double chest filled with nothing because, psych, there's no loot in there. But we do have more red wines and white wine as well. I guess because they're near Dorwinian as well. Anyway, so there is also the same fireplace that we saw in the other house, which, again, I really do like the design of this. And, of course, a furnace to smelt things. And a nice little crafting bench in the back there. Now, these stairs look absolutely amazing. You can come up here. And, of course, the symbol or the banner for the Easterlings looking absolutely amazing. My golly, I love that. I love that look. It just... Oh, my goodness, that looks really nice. Looks all like velvet, with the red, dark red. Oh, it looks wonderful. And the gold. So up here is the sleeping quarters. Enough for 3 beds. And there is a loot in these chests, which is nice to see. And, of course, a nice big pike. Look at that. That looks amazing. And clocks. So they're even getting as fancy as the Gondorians with their clocks. That's pretty nice. And, of course, some armor stands here. And, again, with the reed windows. Looking very nice. Kind of like shutters in a way. That's what they look like. Anyway, so the next structure we'll be taking a look at is the Easterling Fortress. Now, this fortress, I mean, you thought the Gondorian one was good, and the other ones that I've been looking at. But this one's a nice-looking fortress as well. You even have fire pits in the front. I mean, how many fortresses have fire pits in the front? Now, granted, if you were actually going to use this in survival mode, not the best idea because... Well, against other players, if you're doing PvP. Because they can just hide under here, not get shot, and yeah, that's never ideal. Again, with here, you can hide under here and whatnot. But I do love the design, love the pillar design, absolutely amazing. Kind of like a golden trim, and even the red looks absolutely amazing up here. And also the banners put around here. Not too many banners, but just enough. And then the doorway. Look at that gate. That gate is wonderfully textured and painted. I mean, it looks amazing. I love the red and gold. And it's not like it's a bright gold or a bright red. It's very faded, but they just go well. They go well together. Anyway, so here we have the Easterling Warlord, which you can find in these places. I mean, look at his hat. He's got horns coming out of it. That's awesome. And, of course, their colors match the colors of everything here, which, again, adds some more continuity and makes it look amazing. We also have ourselves a blacksmith here to repair all the armors, and even a... Oh, shoot. I destroyed it. Even a target practice, which is pretty nice to find. And, of course, horses and hay for the horses. Now, in the inside here, even a place to fight and train. That's pretty cool. And, of course, a chest here. That's actually not too bad. Not shabby. Anyway, so in here is the main, as you call it, the main tower or headquarters, in which you do have some bunks here. And, of course, some armory. And up at the top here, you get a nice view, I guess, if these bars weren't really quite in the way, of the area here. Now, the fortress here, or the walls, I should say, are very well designed. Very well designed, because where are the stairs? Here they are. So you got some nice stairs coming up here, and you can actually fire your enemies. Aha! Wonderful. Unlike that one faction that you all know. And even these towers, they look amazing with these stairs and the walls. I mean, this place just looks amazing. I really love the red tile. And look at that. Look at that design. Wow, I didn't even know there was red. I didn't even know there was clay tile walls. That's amazing. Yeah, so I really do love the designs of the Easterlings. They look absolutely amazing. Look at that detailed. It's awesome. They really got some nice blocks to work with. A good palette indeed. And the next structure is the Easterling Tower, which looks amazing with this detail of the stairs coming up here. I mean, that just adds a cool looking design and yeah, cool looking design. So anyway, come in here, you'll find yourself a small little armory here. Really no armor, but one weapon, which is nice to find anyway. And then up here is the bunk beds, or the barracks. And I did not mean to hit that. You do have some nice loot, and also, of course, some item frames filled with some items, and a nice little way of getting up to your top bunk. And then up here at the top, we have a nice bird's eye view of literally everything. This is a very tall tower. Unlike the, well, I guess the Gondorians might have their tower stretching up this high. I do not think so, though. I think the Easterlings are taller. Not quite sure about that. Nah, they seem to be at about the same height, as well as the Rohirrim are probably about the same height as well. So anyway, the next structure we'll be taking a look at is the Easterling blacksmiths, or the smithery. Which again, the design of the roofs are absolutely incredible. I love these designs. They are absolutely exquisite. I mean, look at that. That is just beautifully well put together. I mean, I'm not great at roofs, so this is just amazing looking to me. I can't really do like the Asian style. I don't really know how to do that, but that just looks amazing. Now, if you come on in here, you will find, of course, the blacksmith working at his forge. And this place looks amazing because you can come right up here, say, "Hey, blacksmith, I'll pay you so and so for whatever," and you can pass it right over, forge it. I mean, it's just amazing. Then over here we have a chest, not really filled with much, and of course, some alloy furnaces and regular furnaces because they do not have their own special furnace. And then we also have a nice little fireplace there as well, and even like a little connecting thing, huh? I guess that the heat can come out up there, I suppose. Yeah. Well, anyway, the next structure to take a look at are all of these stalls. Now, I did accidentally repeat the stonemason, but anyway, we have the blacksmith, we have the wood cutter, we have the stonemason, we have the butcher, we have yada 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 yada, all of them, fishmongers, bakers, florists, farmers, planters, all kinds, and they all have a really nice Eastern-esque, I should say, Eastern-esque, what would you call it, marketplace looking design, especially with these bars coming across the top, which look amazing. I really do like these reed bars. Definitely going to be using them more in my builds because they just look amazing. There are really a lot of uses for them. Anyway, the next structure, or also you can find all these in the, I believe it is the village. No, not the village. I believe it's the town that you can find those on. So anyway, this here is the tavern, the Easterling Tavern, which again, the roofs, amazing, absolutely amazing. Now, if you come on in here, you will find a wonderful looking place, great looking floor pattern. I love the indented ceiling. Always that's a plus on in my opinion. It would have been, I guess it'd kind of be nice if they extended over here, but that's all right. I love the raised roofs. They look really nice. I mean, this place just looks warm and inviting and absolutely wonderful. I love the look of this. And also you can find, of course, the bartender, who for some reason I guess has a mask on, huh? Well, anyway, you can also come in here and of course steal his stuff in the chest, which there isn't much. However, again, this design, I really do like it. And then the fireplace right there, and you got stairs coming up here, in which you have two little, well, not really little, actually quite decent in size. However, I probably would put a ceiling on this, maybe. Well, I guess if this was my build, I would. I'd put like a ceiling right here. Slabs probably coming all the way over here. But the raised roof does look nice. It's just kind of weird seeing a wall here and no like ceiling, if you will. I don't know. It's just kind of weird, in my opinion, that little detail. But yeah, overall, I really do like the tavern, especially the opening, like from right here. It looks awesome. I really do like the look of it. Now, the next structure that we will be taking a look at is the town tavern, which is pretty much identical, except instead of having the straw roof or the thatch roof, we have clay tile roof. So really, there's no difference except for the roof. Now, this structure is probably one of my favorite structures I have seen in the LOTR mod. Now, there are a lot of structures I really do enjoy, but statues just look amazing. I mean, there's no really like actual purpose in survival mode for them, but they look cool. And this one especially looks amazing with all the edges, with all the little details of the armor, the weapon, the pike, the little horns on the soldier's helmet, the eye sockets, the shield. I mean, this thing, even in like a little pose with the feet offset a little bit, I mean, this statue looks really, really good. And I've tried to make statues in my time, and they don't look as good as this. This looks amazing. I really do like this design. I wouldn't change it a bit. It looks amazing. Actually, I might even add, it'd be great to see them add even more. Or even, oh man, this is really going to kill me. What? I'm forgetting what the names of those statues are that you see when you're, I'm not sure what river that is. But if you guys know what I'm talking about, in Fellowship of the Rings, they're off from Lothr and they're sailing down in their boats, and they pass those giant statues with their hands out held. I can't remember the name. I'm having, my brain isn't working. But anyway, if they could add those statues to the LTR mod, that would be awesome. You could add those statues there. I mean, that'd be sweet. Anyway, so the next structure that we're taking a look at is the garden. I believe it's called walled garden, the Easterling walled garden. Now, there's even like a little aqueduct sort of thing coming on here that flows down into the garden here, with some awesome like details on the floors. I mean, look at that. Look at that. There's flowers growing on this block. That is amazing. Well, I guess they're part of the block, but yeah, you get my point. This place looks absolutely wonderful and adds just that extra amount of detail that you love to see in builds. It really is beautiful. It's kind of like the bathhouse in a way for the Easterlings, except it's a walled garden that looks absolutely amazing. Now, this structure here, you guys have seen it a billion times, but it is the signpost for all the towns and fortresses and villages. And here we have the little tiny well, which you can come down here, but again, there's really nothing there. Although you can open it up and go down if you'd like. Now, this structure here is the village farm. It's a fair-sized farm. I mean, it'd be nice to extend it further, and you can if you are in survival mode. And of course, a little scarecrow here to get rid of all those pesky birds trying to steal your crops. And of course, some garden hands or farm hands. And a nice little entrance. And then here we have the pasture, the village pasture. Pretty pitiful amount of straw in here, but again, the design is very nice. I do enjoy these blocks. They look absolutely wonderful. Love the palette. And then here we have the garden, just plain Easterling garden, with a nice little tree here. And I love this color. That is a wonderful color for a tree. And of course, some hedges here and some flowers inside. Always very nice looking. Now, this structure here is the Gatehouse for, I believe it's the town fortresses. And again, the designs are just wonderful for the Easterlings, looking absolutely amazing. Again, this is just partial. There'd be a wall extending out here, but look at these things. I mean, they're even operated with a lever. I mean, for crying out loud, this place is amazing looking. Some good position to fire down your enemies. I mean, yeah, this place is amazing. Now, the next little tiny itty bitty structure right here is the light post for the Easterlings. Now, it's an okay light post, I suppose. I mean, I can think of a few better designs, but then again, I don't really know if they're kind of like this style. So this is a pretty good one for this sort of style build. Now, we're going to get into the large, massive builds, I guess you would say. Now, this here is an Easterling village with a mansion. No, that's a tavern there, a mansion there, and a whole bunch of houses and farms and stacks of straw and pastures and even a blacksmith over here. And I really like the look of this because all the other villages have like this round sort of design, while this one's literally just a straight line, which is kind of weird, but I do like it. It looks interesting, you know. It's a good kind of weird, I guess you could say, and even two signposts, which is kind of nice. So yeah, it is a very cool design. I do enjoy that kind of looking village. However, the town, on the other hand, looks quite similar to the Gondorian town, in that, you know, you have your houses all lined up with your little gardens and your towers, the similar towers that we saw, except now they have this right up the middle that you can climb right up, and then you can go all the way down if you'd like. And of course, that gatehouse that we just saw is also part of this, if I can find it here. It should be right over here. Yep, there it is. And of course, you have the little light posts right here. And the walls. The walls look quite nice. And the reason why the walls look quite nice is because of this right here. Now, these walls, I love these walls designs, mainly for the practical use, and also they look pretty good. But you can come right down here. Nowhere is safe. You can fire right down there. You can even take a pike and hit someone down there if you want. I mean, these things are amazing. I love it when the walls are out like that. Now, in real life, I don't know how practical that'd be, but in Minecraft, it's pretty nice because nowhere is safe. You can't hide here, and you know, you'd get shot. You can't really hide here. Well, I guess you can hide there. But anyway, if you come in here, there is a double lock. And it is filled with many, many wonderful surprises. And the center... I'm sorry, I think I need some water. But anyway, the centerpiece here is the garden, the Easterling garden. It's a very nice centerpiece, I must admit. And there are tons of mansions. Look, these are all mansions. All of them are mansions. Isn't that wonderful? And there's a tavern there. And we got some more houses here. Very nice looking. I really do like it. And it's quite similar to the Gondorian one, with its few slight, variations. As you can see, the houses are different. You have mansions now. You got taverns looking a little different. However, it is pretty much looking like the same build. Anyway, the next structure that we're taking a look at is the town fortress. Now, this is a very bland build in a way, mainly because you see all the basically blank usage, but however, great potential. You already got a wall around it. All you gotta do is build in it if you're in survival, which is definitely very nice. And I love the entrance here. You come in here, you're walking through right past these massive, massive statues. I mean, these things are huge. I'm guessing they're about 20, maybe even 30 blocks high. I mean, they're pretty good. Anyway, right in the centerpiece here, we have the Easterling Fortress, which we've already taken a look at. And, of course, piles upon piles of straw that you can obviously turn into bread and basically live forever off those little pieces of bread. And, of course, some stables here for all of the soldiers inside, for all the cavalry. And, of course, more of the towers, 4 on each side. Now, that is all for the Easterling faction. And again, a really nice faction. The design hit perfectly. The Eastern faction is supposed to be the Easterlings are kind of supposed to be, in a way, kind of like an Asian-ish sort of faction, in a way. And they hit it right on the nail with the designs here for the I can't think of the name. The roofs, and of course the buildings themselves are just wonderfully designed to look like, in a way, Eastern or Asian structures in a way. Now, very loosely because it is a fantasy world. It's not reality, but they are very nice looking. I love the block design, and the choices of palettes are absolutely wonderful. It's either this rich, dark sort of color or this light color. They just look amazing, these structures. And anyway, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this episode of the LTR Mod Structure Showcase series on the Eastern faction. And if you guys did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like to let me know. God bless, and I'll see you guys next time.